Hello, hello, hello. We are here for shot number 9, and this is the first one at 7.5. So, up in dose again. Fingers crossed that I don't have a whole lot of tummy upset. The last going from the 2.5 to the 5 wasn't too bad actually. The first day, I had a lot of, I had some nausea, but not as bad as I did, say, like the very first, when I very, very, very first started, the nausea was gnarly. Going from the 2.5 to the 5 wasn't as bad. Wasn't as bad. Okay, so get that ready. Yeah, things have been going pretty good. Because I'm going into my third month of this, and I'm only on a 6-month program. This is going to start my beginning stages of transitioning to intermittent fasting. I'm going to start with I'm going to do an 18/6 first, and then go from there. I'm going to do 18/6 for a week, and then see if I can increase to 24 for a week, and then 22 for another week. And by the time I'm completing this cycle of 7.5, hopefully I'm have cycled through to the legit OMAD, which would be a 24 one. Fast for 24 hours, eat what you can in the hour, and then fast for another 24. Now, I think I've shared this before. When I was doing intermittent fasting before, I really, really found my groove. At 18, nothing happened. I didn't lose weight, nothing. Obviously, being on tirzepatide, I do expect that would be different this go round. Make sure I'm putting the right one back in the refrigerator. But just fasting by itself, the 18/6 did nothing for me when I did it before. I didn't even remotely start losing any kind of weight until I was doing the 23/1. And even then, it was very, very, very minimal. And I still didn't feel good. And at that point, I was also still having to set an alarm to remind myself to eat because I just wasn't getting hungry. And that's my norm. People look at me and think that that's all I do all day is eat and eat and eat. And I don't. I have given many, many, many food logs to several doctors in a row. And so far, I've yet to find one that can identify why I can't lose weight, eating as little as I do. I should be losing weight, and I just don't. There's a few things in play: PMOS, insulin resistance, prediabetes, menopause. The menopause has just been the last, really, really come into play the last 2.5 years. Sorry, my nose is itching. But yeah, this has been a lifelong struggle for me to try to get this figured out, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But when I was fasting before, when I was doing intermittent fasting before, where I finally ended up settling on a fasting schedule that A, helped me lose weight, and B, where I felt healthy and I felt good, I felt well, I felt energized. I was fasting for 42 hours, and then for 6, I would eat throughout that 6 hour period. And then fast for another 42, feed for 6, fast for 42, feed for 6. Felt fantastic at that. Now, after I had my gallbladder removed, for whatever reason, that messed enough of my hormonal balance up that since then, I have struggled to fast even more than like 15 hours. But I am hoping, I'm hoping that in combination with the tirzepatide, that I will be able to get back to some semblance of a fasting schedule that is productive. So that way, when at the end of 6 months, which oddly, I didn't do it on purpose, but it literally, my 6 months ends at the end of 2026. So I start 2027 with the decision to either do another 6 month program, fork out another $1,500, do another 6 month program, or ideally, my plan is to completely transition straight over into intermittent fasting and continue that moving forward. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, this is doing well for me. I did do my Zozo suit, my Zozo measurements this morning, and losing weight in a place that I wouldn't have expected. Like in the last 4 weeks, I've lost 2 inches off of each of my thighs. My thighs, of all things. My sister pointed out that she can see even in this, so obviously from here up, she's able to see a difference, which I wasn't really seeing. I used an app called Snapseed, and I took week 1, took a still shot of week 1, and took a still shot of week 8, and I double exposed them, one over top of the other, and wow, I could really see how much I've thinned out here and how much of this has gone away. So that's cool. I have lost like 1.5 inches, I think it said, around my middle. Still get a lot of upper torso bloating. But again, I'm fighting Meno belly too. So as long as overall the number on around my midsection keeps going down, even if it's minuscule, I'm going to take it. But yeah, so I will update with today's measurements in the description box. And if you're new, as I will remind you, I don't do scales, so I don't know how much weight I've lost. I won't know that until November, when I go to my next my doctor's appointment, my annual appointment, and I get on the scale there. Then I'll know, and it won't be this is what I've lost since in the true fashion, but in a lot of ways it will be, because prior to starting the tirzepatide, there was zero movement in my weight other than positive. So even though I not have been on a scale in over a year, come November, it'll be a fairly accurate measurement of loss. But yeah, so we'll see. But I don't, yeah. So thanks for tuning in. I hope that you are finding value in sharing my journey through this. I know I have found value in having the support of people that I've been talking to for, a year and a half, 2 years, and didn't realize that they were also on this journey. So to have them come into my comments, like Junk Journal Diva and Tom, there's another is a new subscriber. I forget her name. But you know, it's like, oh, it's been nice to have that feedback from people that I have a, granted it's parasocial, but a relationship with, to have that feedback that I know is true and valid and truthful. You know, it's not somebody trying to sell a product or something, you know. But yeah, it's nice. Nice to have the feedback. So yeah. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. My eye is burning again. This is a daily occurrence. Several times a day, my eyes just all of a sudden start like burning like they're on fire. And of course, the more I try to, the worse they get. But I'm going to go put some Visine in my eyes, and then I gotta start dinner. So thanks for tuning in. We will talk to you in the next video.